And welcome to Healthcare Sucks with a update on some very interesting stuff. As you know, we've been talking about different reports. Many of them been buried about a theft in Canada from a CDC lab by some Chinese people. I'm going to show you a few things. You decide, guys. Check this out. I hope you can read it. So Chinese research evicted from infectious disease admit RCMP investigation. The more I looked into this, the FBI's on this, and then I like the Public Health Agency of Canada describes this as possible policy breach, no risk to Canadian public. This is dated July 14th, 2019. I cannot make this stuff up, guys. I mean, I'm going to run through it here. It's just ridiculous. Researcher with ties to China was recently escorted out of a national microbiology lab, NML, in Winnipeg amid a RCMP investigation into what's being described as possibly policy breach. Dr. Exegyo Koi and her husband Kelding Chen and an unknown number of students were removed from Canada's only level 4 lab on July 5th, CBC News has learned. A level 4 virology facility is a lab equipped with work most serious and deadly human and animal diseases. Wow. You can't make this stuff up, guys. That makes the Argentine Street Lab one of only a handful of North America capable of handling pathogens requiring the highest level of containment, such as Ebola. Security access for the couple and the Chinese students were revoked, according to sources who worked at the lab, and do not want to be identified because they fear consequences for speaking out. Yeah, I'll bet they do, guys. Sources say this comes several months after IT specialists for the NML entered Kwai's office after hours and replaced her computer. Yeah. Her regular trips to China, trips, guys, back and forth to China, also started being denied. After meetings on July 8th, NML staff were told the researchers are on leave without an unknown period of time. They were told not to communicate with them. Kwai is a prominent virologist who helped develop ZMapp, a treatment for the deadly Ebola virus which killed more than 11,000 people in West Africa between 2014 and 2016. She also worked with Gary Kabar, whichever way you want to say it, guys, who is now a professor in the Department of Microbiology and Infectious Disease and director of the Research Center on Infectious Diseases at Laval University in Quebec. Oh my God. I'm going to scroll and let you guys read it. You can go look this up yourself. I'm going to scroll kind of slow. Chen also worked at the lab as a microbiologist. he published research papers on HIV infections and severe acute respiratory syndrome, SARS. Oh my God, you can't make this stuff up, guys. SARS, E. coli infections, and I can't say that word, Kawasaki-Jacob syndrome. That's the best I could do on that one. You guys will have to decipher it yourselves. Wow. That's crazy, guys. They're calling it basically administration investigation. We can assure all Canadians that there is absolutely no risk to the Canadian public and anybody else in the world. Sorry, I put that in. And that the work on NML continues to support the health and safety of all Canadians. Communications with Director Maya Fulai said in an email Saturday. That's what he said. Blah, blah, blah. All right. A spokesman for the Canadian Border Services, which are the guys with the cute hats and stuff, Mounties, more or less, agency said the department will not confirm or deny whether anybody has been arrested or is under investigation. That information would only be public if charges were laid. And this is where we come into what I was kind of told, that they let him go. Of course, they're not going to tell us. Nobody from the Chinese embassy could be... oh boy, that's a good word for Mr. T here. Embassy could be researched for comment. I'll bet they didn't want to comment. Microbiology can involve national security. Gee, really? While there are few details available, experts say this could be a case of intellectual property theft or technology leakage to China. Okay, I gotta look you in the eye for this one, guys. I can't make this up. Steel, sand, July, monkey with, December, January, cat out of the bag. Literally, guys, you're seeing this. I've got a film I want you to look at. Feel free to go back and read this all. I'll scroll down real quick and give you some more to read. But I think, first of all, they're not going to ever tell us what happened, number one. There's the building right there, guys. Wow. And then we'll scroll down so you can read some more. I could read it all too, but it just becomes relentless. It's the same old thing over and over. China and Canadians' relationship right now stems from China using espionage to advance its strategic interests, be that its own security interests or economical interests, West said. How Canada deals with this going forward, especially with given that 2 Canadians who remain in Chinese custody, will be interesting to watch. Oh my God. You guys remember that they had 2 Canadians that were being held over there? And then all of a sudden everything got quiet. We didn't ever hear anything else. I propose that they traded these people for their people. You know, I will research it, but this is my thoughts. And here we go with Troy's 2 cents. Remember, we started that? Troy's 2 cents. I propose there's some very fishy stuff going on in Canada involved with China just last summer prior to the outbreak. Oh my God. It's just crazy. This is not the first time police have investigated an incident at the lab, guys. In 2009, a former researcher at the lab was convicted of trying to smuggle genetic material from the Ebola virus across the North Dakota border. You can't make this stuff up, guys. The FBI is also investigating cases involving Chinese researchers in the United States. There's another one that I looked at that they're researching this other guy too, and they cut his grants. And of course, all this left-wingy hypro, oh, you're picking on people that are Chinese or different colors thing. It's not about that. It's about security for the United States. And if you don't believe that, where are we today? Where are we today? I'm serious. Oh my God, guys. I mean, let's watch the video. I have not watched it, in fairness. We're going to watch it together and see what it says. Five seconds, guys. Here we go. And 5, 4, 3, 2. We're professional now. Click. 1.
Recognized by the Governor General's Innovation Awards.
This work can't be done without teamwork.
She and the team at the National Microbiology Lab have been praised for developing an Ebola vaccine. But just over a week ago, Chu, her husband, and her students from China were evicted from Canada's only Level 4 lab, their security access revoked. Staff at the lab was told last Monday the couple is on leave and not to communicate with them.
We're getting this from sources who work at the lab, but who don't want to be identified for fears they'll be punished. They say this is coming just months after IT specialists entered Chu's office after hours and replaced her computer, and her superiors stopped authorizing work trips to China.
Manitoba RCMP confirmed it was called in by the Public Health Agency of Canada on May 24th.
Royal Mountie
The spokesperson
Police
says the agency is investigating a policy breach, calling it an administrative matter, and it's taking steps to resolve it expeditiously. We can assure Canadians that there is no risk to the public and that the work of the NML continues in support of the health and safety of all Canadians.
There's nothing to worry about. Let's do this serious now, guys. You have nothing to fear but fear itself. Because nothing ever happened there. And now 6 or 7 months later, what do we have? Fact or fiction? You decide.
All this, of course, is unproven, but even microbiology, sometimes especially microbiology, can have issues that involve national security.
It's something CSIS has already warned about.
Canada is facing threats from foreign espionage, and not just in the traditional sense of trying to understand what our national security interests are and agencies are involved with, but threats to our economic security.
Canada's relationship with China has been strained ever since the detention of a Huawei executive on a U.S. arrest warrant. Shortly after, China detained 2 Canadians, accusing them of stealing state secrets. This likely won't go over well and could...
Now that's the full meal deal gear. Check out that gear. Yeah, if I'm going to run around that crap, I want the full meal deal. Another choice 2 cents worth.
Would even deepen the diplomatic divide. Karen Pauls, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Okay, we're gonna just say that's enough of that, basically, and we're gonna go right to what the hell is going on? What is the truth? Did something happen? And they didn't tell us the truth? Again? Would it surprise you? I want to throw something out. It's going to be in my next video too. WHO wants like $580 million from the US now to stop this thing. Blah, blah, blah. More money, more money. Guess who stepped up today and gave them like 100 mil or some ridiculous amount of money? I can't make this up either. Gates. Bill and his wife Gates. Look up Event 201. That was a few months ago. You got this, 201, and some other things in between this. And now we got this. You decide. You let me know. I know you're not watching this on regular TV. So if you like that, tune in next time for Healthcare Sucks, because healthcare sucks! Over and out, my friends.